Good morning, students. In the last class, we talked about the basic concepts about the software, then engineering, then what is software engineering. Let us have a small introduction about software engineering, that is a software process. So before going into detail about the software process, let us learn some four basic terms that might be useful in learning about the software process. First thing, what is a process? Of course, you know the definition of a process, but technically, a process is a collection of activities, actions, and tasks that are performed when some work product is to be created. Of course, when we are going to develop a product or when we are going to work on some product, the product requires some principles or procedures. So that components include actions and what are the tasks to be performed. In order to perform the task, what are the actions to be taken, and how the actions can be related with the activities. All those things are involved in a process. It is a collection. So what do you mean by process? It is a collection of activities. What are the activities to be performed on the product, actions as well as the tasks. Now let us see what are the three things separately about activities, actions and tasks. Okay, what is an activity? An activity strives to achieve a broad objective. For example, communication with the stakeholders. It is an activity to be performed by the software developer, that is software engineer, talking with the stakeholders. Stakeholders may be end users, management, customers, all those things, and is applied regardless of the application domain, size of the project, complexity of the effort with which software engineering is to be applied. Of course, we are not considering specific to this activity. So whatever activity we are performing, it is regardless of its domain, and at what domain we are going to work with it, regardless the size of the project as well as the complexity of the project or the complexity of the workforce we are delivering towards the developing the project. Okay, so it is a broad, in order to achieve a broad objective, we are defining the activity in that form. Okay, so activity strives to achieve a broad objective and is applied regardless of all these things. And what is an action? Encompasses a set of tasks that produce a major work product. Okay, it's a series of tasks to be performed in order to develop a major work product. Example, architectural design is an action. So we will discuss architectural design in detail in our third unit, but it is like a blueprint. Suppose if you are constructing a house, we are talking about one important concept called blueprint of the house. So that is a software blueprint, is otherwise referred as architectural design. That is considered as an action. So it is encompasses a set of tasks. Now what is a task? Focuses on a small but well defined objective. For example, conducting a unit test with the software that produces a tangible outcome. Okay. So we will start with a small unit objective that can be implemented series in a series of actions. For each actions we are implementing activity. All these combined together called as a process. Okay, a process framework establishes the foundation for a complete software engineering process by identifying a small number of framework activities that are applicable to all software projects regardless of their size or complexity. So last slide we have discussed about this. So what is a process framework? Establishes the foundation for a complete software engineering process. So a framework that will act as a foundation. What this framework will do, or in order to develop this framework, what we require? Identification of a small number of framework activities. Okay, so small number of framework activities that are applicable to all software will be used to establish a process framework. A generic process framework for software engineering encompasses 5 activities. Number 1, communication. Number 2, planning. Number 3, modeling. Number 4, construction. Number 5, deployment. Okay, so in order to explain it simply, communication means communicating with all stakeholders before starting the project. So, to understand the problem of the stakeholders, software team will discuss with the stakeholders, that is communication. After discussion, the software team will find out something, or they will find out the real problem, how to solve the problem. That is what we are talking about planning. So what is the solution to this problem and how can we solve that problem? That discussion, that analysis, all those comes under planning. Then designing. So module wise design, area wise design, class oriented design, like that. So many design processes are there. After designing, like as I told, the blueprint of the project, once the blueprint is ready, construction means coding the software. So software development is not only coding or writing program. It starts with the communication, then planning the solution, then designing the project and coding the project. Once the coding is completed, we are implementing the project. So these 5 steps is applicable for all software engineering activities. So now let us go to an overall idea about the software development, which is related with our framework activities. In order to develop a software, what are the basic things required? Number 1, we should understand the problem. Once we understand the problem, we can define the problem. Once we define the problem clearly, then the first phase of the work is completed. Problem definition or understanding the problem. Number 2, for that problem, what is the solution? That will be discussed by the software team. Plan a solution for that problem. Once that plan is over, carry out the plan or do according to the plan. Work according to the plan. And finally, examine the result for accuracy. So once we are carrying out the plan, we will come up with one software. Now you test the software. These are 4 major steps required for developing a software. Now we are going to mingling these software development steps with our framework activities. Process framework activities. Understand the problem. What are the modules involved in this understanding the problem? Communication and analysis. Already I told communication means discussion with the stakeholders through various steps. After discussion, the communication, the outcome of the communication will be analyzed by the software team. First they will communicate and they will analyze the communication. Still if they want more information, again communication, again analysis. Like that this will repeat, communication and analysis. So this comes under understanding the problem. Now second phase is plan a solution. Under planning, we are under planning a solution, we are having planning, modeling and design. Okay, so already I told planning means try to find out a solution to the problem, give a model to that software, based on that model try to design or try to get ready with the blueprint of the project. So this comes under plan a solution. Number 3, carry out the plan. Of course, once the designing is over, we are going to work out with the problem. So what do you mean by working out with the problem? This is construction, otherwise termed as coding. Coding means writing program. And finally, examine the result for accuracy. Here we are having deployment, that is installation or implementing the project. At the time of implementing, we are not just implementing and go away. We will test the accuracy of the project. Once the accuracy testing is completed, then we will install or we will implement the software in a full swing. After that, people will start working with the software. Then the software team will go for maintaining this software. So one should be very careful, or very important points to consider is what are the process framework activities under each step. Understanding the problem, plan a solution, carry out the plan, and examine the result of our activities. So these are all four major steps in developing the software. Under these steps, what are the framework activities we should perform is given in detail. So in addition to that software framework activities, the activities that occur throughout the process across all framework activities, that is some activities that must be performed under each and every framework activity. That means under communication, all these activities must be performed. Under planning, all these activities must be performed. Under testing, all these activities must be performed. What are the activities? Number one, software project tracking and control. What does it mean? Allows the software team to assess progress against the project plan. So they are already having one plan, and the software team should assess the progress of the project, whether the project is going as per plan, and take necessary action to maintain the schedule. Suppose if it is going as per the plan, okay, no problem. If it is deviating the plan, then you have to take immediate action, necessary action to maintain the schedule. So software project tracking and control. Number two, risk management, of course, assesses, again the project team assesses risks that may affect the outcome of the project or the quality of the project. Of course, we will study in detail about risk management in the 5th unit. As far as this point is considered, just to know what are the risks that may affect the software, you have to assess all the risks based on that. So this also must be applicable in all the framework. Number three, software quality assurance. Of course, whenever we are talking about the software development, it always associated with the quality. So defines and conducts the activities required to ensure software quality. Number four, formal technical reviews. So these reviews should be conducted in order to assess software engineering work products in an effort to uncover and remove errors before they are propagated to the next action or activity. Okay, so technical reviews must be conducted after each and every process. What is the need for it? We have to, this will help us to uncover and remove, find and remove errors. So then and there, if we conduct these reviews, it will be useful to find out the errors. Once we find out the errors, you can easily remove the errors before it is affecting the frequent or further process. Next one is measurement. Defines and collects process, project and product measures that assist the team in delivering software that meets customer needs. Next one is software configuration management. Manages the effects of a change throughout the software process, that is configuration management. Reusability management defines criteria for work product reuse and establishes mechanisms to achieve reusable components. And work product preparation and production encompasses the activities required to create work products such as models, documents, long forms and list.